Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah.
Episode 6.
That's right.
I'm really getting into this show.
Yes, it is quite good.
Even though the last episode seemed to basically take its time to explore the characters' quirks and introduce them, you know, in a minor way, I can tell that that's something that this show is basically setting up because they have, you know, big places they need to go, but they need to be able to take all those characters in that direction.
Yeah, it does look like it's doing one of those ensemble cast things that you get so excited over.
Yeah. But also that means that we still have more characters to get kind of introduced to in general.
Right.
Like I want to see Bird Guy, the guy with the bird thing.
Yeah.
And then I also want to see
Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah.
Zuko. Wait, is that scar on the wrong side?
You know, I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, any characters in particular you're wanting to see that you've kind of noticed kind of their design, you're like, ooh, that character.
I heard something about an invisible person.
And she's in the opening.
In the opening, there's
like a
pair of gloves.
There's a girl, and she's like a pair of gloves and like a skirt thing, and she's just like, hello.
And I think that
could be really funny.
That could be a lot of fun.
There could be a lot of fun stuff to do with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, let's get right into it, shall we?
指が腫れ上がっているぞ。入試の件といい、おかしな個性だ。
スマートじゃないね。
なんだあのパワー。
Bakugo's world shattering around him again.
ありえねえ。
Baka.
けど実際言ってもらったんだ。君はヒーローになれるって勝ち取ったんだって。どういうことだ。こら。訳を言え。
And erased. Yeah.
炭素繊維に特殊合金の光線を編み込んだ捕獲武器だ。
Whoa, okay. Jeez.
何度も個性使わすなよ。俺はドライアイなんだ。個性すごいのにもったいない。
遊泳校一泳担任相沢翔太。見た者の個性を消す。瞬きすると解ける。
Oh, huh.
時間がもったいない。
So he has to be staring at them. Now you have to take him seriously. Ooh, backstory.
Oh,
デクがどんな個性でも俺には一生かなわねえつーの。
Person. Izuku was 20th. Izuku was last.
書籍。
Although the teacher might say, you know what, it's okay.
ちなみに除籍
Yep. Just a prank, bro.
君らの個性を最大限引き出す合理的競技。
It's not cool, man. Of course that was a lie.
ちょっと考えればわかりますわ。
気づかなかった。
My hope is all 20 of them are like actual sort of main characters in some aspects.
明日からもっと過酷な試験の目白押しだ。覚悟しておけ。
Okay.
とりあえず助かったけれど。
He's still the
僕には
underdog.
できないことが多すぎた。
They're gonna milk that for all it's worth.
再開からの
I
スタ
think
ー
he's
ト。
gonna stay like that for a lot longer if he's
これから
not
学んでい
having
くんだ。
some kind of instant transformation, which I'm really glad
憧れに
about.
近づくために。
Being the ultimate perfect hero. All night.
オールマイトさん、見てたんですね。暇なんですか？
合理的虚偽ってエイプリルフールは1週間前に終わってる。君は去年の1年生1クラス全員除籍処分にしている。見込みゼロと判断すれば迷わず切り捨てる。そんな男が前言撤回。それってさ、君もあの子に可能性を感じたからだろ。
君も？随分と肩入れしてるんですね。先生としてどうなんですか、それは。可能性がゼロではなかった。それだけです。
Wow.
見込みがないものはいつでも切り捨てます。半端に夢を追わせることほど残酷なものはない。
君なりの優しさってわけかい、相沢君。
Interesting.
でもやっぱ合わないんだよな。
飯田君怖い人かと思ってたけど
Yeah.
真面目なだけなんだ。
お二人さん、駅まで待って。
うららかさん、君は無限女子。
うららかおちゃこです。
That's gotta be a pretty cool
飯田
nickname.
天也くんに緑谷デクくんだよね。
デク？
だって体力テストの時爆豪って人が
デクてめえ。
で
本名は伊豆くで、デクはかっちゃんがバカにして別称か。
そうなんだ、ごめん。でもデクって頑張れって感じで。
Yeah, I was gonna say.
なんか好きな
I
私
heard something like Deca.
緑谷君浅いぞ。別称なんだろう。
Nope, it's gonna be redeemed.
肉素敵展開。
コッペ
できないことだらけだし。
Okay,
can't
that was
say no.
Yeah, that was a very funny turn of events for the dialogue.
友達ができたことくらいは喜
Yes,
んでいい
power
で
of
すよね。
friendship.
ヒーロー基礎学。
私が
Yeah, here we go.
普通にドアから来た。
オールマイトだ。すげえや、本当に先生やってるんだな。
あれシルバーエイジのコスチュームね。
画風違いすぎて鳥肌が。
私の担当はヒーロー基礎学。
Of course he does. Of course he does.
さまざまな訓練を行う科目だ。単位数も最も多いぞ。早速だが今日はこれ、戦闘訓練。
Just combat training.
He's like, yeah.
そしてそいつに伴ってこちら。
So dramatic.
入
I
学前に
love
送って
it.
もらった個性届と要望に沿ってあつらえたコスチュ
Oh,
ーム。
what? Gonna have you all smashing at each other again.
学校から入るってのも大切なことだぜ、少年少女。自覚するのだ。今
This
日か
is
ら
what
自
their
分
tuition
は
is for.
Right.
ヒーローなんだと。
What about the person who's invisible?
いいじゃないか、みんな。かっこいいぜ。
Okay. I'm trying to take them all in. But
Yeah.
You say and
Oh my god. But the one I was always looking for was Bird Guy and Zuko, and there's a guy in the back and has like ice as his
個性
costume
届
like, all the way
身
down.
体情報デザイン等の要望を提出すると
いいな
学校専属のサポート会社が最新鋭のコスチュームを用意してくれる。おかえり。
伊豆くん、あのね、入学祝い早とちりかもしれないけど、
ジャンプスーツ？
このままじゃ様になんないんだけどね。勉強中寝落ちしてた時、伊豆くんのノート目に入っちゃってさ。
Oh,
お母さんね、
such
ひど
an
いことを
awesome
言ってしまったっ
mom.
てずっと引っかかってたの。あの時私は諦めちゃった。
Oh.
なのに伊豆くんは諦めないで
This is so
夢を追い続
sweet.
けてたんだよね。ごめんね伊豆くん。これからは手放し全力で応援するからね。
Oh. So now this has to be his costume.
これを崩して何を着る？
So he's gonna be the one person with like a
Yes,
regular
yes, yes.
like, costume.
It'll be just like, it'll be basically a Halloween
これが
costume.
僕のコスチュー
Oh
ム。
my god.
あ、デクくん、
うららかさん。
かっこいいね。地に足ついた感じ。
She's so
両方ちゃんと
positive.
書けばよかったよ。パツパツスーツになった。恥ずかしい。
Oh,
ヒーローが最高。
you of course are the best. Of course, we have to have one.
Yep.
わかりやすい。
Oh,
真の坂しいヴィランは闇に潜む。君らにはこれから
And he's
ヴィ
probably
ラン
fought
組と
lots
ヒ
of
ーロー組に
villains.
分かれて2対2の屋内戦を行ってもらう。
基礎訓練なしに。
その基礎を知るための実戦さ。
So we're gonna do basic training while skipping the basic training.
Exactly.
勝敗のシステムはどうなります
Yeah, see, look.
飛ばしてもいいんすか
また相沢先生みたいな除籍とかあるんですか
別れるとはどのような別れ方をすればよろし
So
い
many
ですか
questions.
とやばくない
聖徳太子
なのですか
Yeah,
俺
they're
らは
just
他事務所
drawing.
のヒーローと急増チームアップすることが多いし、そういうことじゃないかな。
そうか先を見据えた計らい
Ida is the
失礼いたしまし
best.
た
Yep.
いいよ早くやろう
He's gonna think that. Oh, of course,
Dick
they're
is
together.
just a genius. Oh wow, wow, that's not broken at all.
That's not. Yeah. Okay, that team's gonna win.
Yeah.
すごい縁があるねよろしくね
Fate? Oh my gosh. She really likes you then, buddy.
こいつらだ
Wow, of course.
Yep,
いい
yep.
コンビがヴィラン
And
だ
of course, they're the villains. Yep.
他の者はモニタールームに向かってくれ
Bakugo's outfit is still pretty good, you know, despite him being that kind of sort of antagonist, you know.
デクは個性があるんだ
Well,
な
yeah.
あの怪力を見たろどうやらリスクが大きいようだがしかし君は緑谷君にやけにかかる
Oh, jeez.
の俺を騙してたのか
Hey, that's
Make
a
him think
logical.
that he didn't have
That's a
a
logical
yeah.
conclusion. Yeah.
この建物の見取り図覚えるの大変だねでもオールマイトってテレビのイメージと変わらんね相沢先生と違って罰とかないみたいだし安心してないね
いや、その相手が勝っちゃんだから、飯田くんもいるし、ちょっとだいぶ身構えちゃって。
そっか爆豪くんバカにしてくる人なんだっけ
すごいんだよ。
あのオールマイトをも超えて俺はトップヒーローとなり
Okay, Black Star.
嫌なやつだけど、
His quirk is really good, so
自信も
you know.
体力も個性も僕なんかより何倍もすごいんだ。腕回せ。屋内狭い中での戦いの記録
All right.
思い出せ。
Bakugo wants a fight. Let's do this.
浦中さん大丈夫？
ありがとうデク君
かすっただけ。
こらデク避けてんじゃね
ガッチャンが敵ならまず僕を殴りに来ると思った。
え中断されねえ程度にぶっ飛ばした
すごい達人みたい
なんだこいつ動きが読まれた
Oh. Nice. Now just leave him here. Just go. Just go.
大抵最初に右の大振りなんだ。どれだけ見てきたと思ってる。
Yep.
Yeah.
すごいと思ったヒーローの分析は全部
Tried to
ノートにま
compliment
と
him.
めてあるんだ。
Don't say how amazing he thought he was.
君が爆破して捨てたノートにいつまでも雑魚で出来損ないのデクじゃないぞ。
Yeah.
ガッチャン僕は頑張れって感じのデクだ。
でもデクって頑張れ
That's
って
the words
感
you
じで
use.
なんか好きだ私
Yep.
デク
これ以上は僕がいるじゃないの
ビビりながらよそういうとこがムカつくな
Right.
So,
So, discussion time.
yes.
So this episode has continued with what they did in the previous one.
Right, where
They're slowing it down.
yes.
They're going into more of the kind of typical battle shonen
Right.
kind of stuff.
But they're still keeping the stuff that is what made us like it earlier. So that's good.
Right. The point of it is that these characters are ones we've come to care about quite quickly.
Yeah.
And even though we, care about them so much, they need to have points where they can show the interactions between, say, Bakugo and Izuku start to develop into something that's more than what they initially started as, the bully and the bullied.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not thrilled about the fact that we're, taking the pace down a little bit, but I understand that they kind of have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I still very much enjoyed this episode.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Now,
don't get me wrong.
I mean, maybe it wasn't on the same level of just freaking out as I was watching the earlier episodes with him training with All Might and things like that. But it's still good. It feels like they know that they're doing a shonen and they're not trying to do something different.
Right.
They're just trying to do it better.
Yeah, it's like they're aware of where a shonen needs to go, but then they're aware of where shonens have room to grow. It kind of rhymed, but
yeah, that's
that's basically what they're doing. So you have the protagonist kind of going into this fight with their kind of pseudo antagonist, old brother kind of frenemy.
Yeah,
and then you have, unfortunately, I hope Uraraka has more of a role in the next episode, but she was just basically there to kind of be like, oh, a fated battle between men. It's like I really hope that the female characters in this do not end up relegated to basically talking about how awesome the guys are and encouraging them. I want them to have arcs of themselves, but I understand
that they're side characters, so they focus
no. Someone in the comments reminded me, no one in this show is side characters at all. Everyone, especially the class of 1A, has some point where they will be a main character.
Right.
But the point is that they are setting up a lot. They can't just go and make everyone the main character from the start, which I understand.
They have to start on the characters that they first introduced.
Right, and the main thing that got us into this show is how much Izuku cares about this world. He is the protagonist that truly is invested, and that gets us as viewers so invested because we can see how connected he is to this world and how much he cares about it.
Right.
And All Might is basically the living personification of what he cares so much about this world. So every time All Might's on screen, things get even better.
Right.
They even put in the cheesy music every time he shows up on screen. Yeah. But All Might as a teacher was fantastic in this episode.
Yes,
his over dramatic announcement of all the things.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming through the door like a normal person. So good.
And the fact that they each get their own superhero costume, as a part of just being in the school, that's freaking awesome.
Cool. Cool.
Who wouldn't want to go to that school and get their own?
I know, right?
Oh man, And props on Ida's costume. I've always wanted to see a superhero costume that was a suit of armor.
Yes.
Did it. And I am stoked as all heck.
Oh my gosh. So Jacob is a huge fan of, we're just a little tangent here, Jacob is a huge fan of Mandalorians from Star Wars.
Yes.
And when they do stuff like that, where you have someone that really goes into it with the armor and the meaning that it carries, if we have any other characters like that, or if Ida is the character like that, that's going to be really cool for him going forward. Right. I'm a huge fan of the whole thing as well, but not as much as he is. He's really crazy about it.
Yes.
But, okay, so we also have the idea that Bakugo seems to be going through a little bit of a crisis of some kind, because internally he viewed Deku, as he described Deku, as a pebble on the side of the road. Which, okay, if you think about that, he believes that the road is his road. He is the main character. And I love that they're being really meta with this, because if you think of Bakugo, he really carries a lot of the typical shonen protagonist traits.
Sure,
he's fiery, no pun intended. He's super overpowered. He's determined. He's going to win. He's going to be the best. He's not going to let anything stand in his way. Yeah. But the thing is, he's very broken psychologically in some ways, because for some reason he is really set on Izuku in particular, or as he calls him, Deku, as being not not even a person. Like, the fact that he has a quirk now, seemingly, is like an insult to Bakugo's existence.
Yeah.
Like, that's really messed up. Like, he's basically equated... I keep switching between Deku and Izuku, but I'm going to go back to Deku now because Izuku is owning up to it.
Yes.
I loved that. That was really good.
That was great.
Because he's really getting into the thing of him saying, like, you are not supposed to be even close to the same level as me.
Right.
It's like, okay, something else happened, right? Like, I have to assume this show has depth, right? Right? Like, there's probably going to be something where we find out Bakugo is actually has something sympathetic going on. And the more he talks about this, the more I think, oh my gosh, like, this guy's actually got an inferiority complex. Like,
and that's
like,
when you see someone that he's basically defining himself and his own identity based on how much better he is than Deku.
Yep.
So now that Deku isn't in his mind, as worthless, he now sees himself as worthless because he's supposed to be, like this god or something by comparison.
Which is so interesting because think about it from the sense of the protagonists of shonens in general. They're almost solely defined by their power. Like, they're usually such a blank character other than their motivation, which is usually pretty strong. Like, they usually have a really strong, like, I want to protect people, or I want to achieve the thing, whatever. But other than that, not much other than them progressing with their power. And if Bakugo is that shonen protagonist typical character in a setting where he's
wrong, kind of,
but he's not the protagonist in this. He's not the main character,
but he still defines himself by his power,
so he's going to have to come to grips with the fact that he won't be the strongest necessarily at some point. And right now, to be fair, he could be the strongest. I don't know everyone's quirk right now, but he seems like he has a quirk that could be the strongest of, say, like, everyone in the class. But I really feel like he's in for a rude awakening once he starts realizing that it's not just Deku. He has to progress as well. Like, think about it from the perspective of other shonen protagonists. When they kind of get out into the real world, they realize, oh, right, my little pond that I grew up in, it doesn't mean much, really.
Now I'm in an ocean, and I am actually a very small fish.
So that's an exciting thing for Bakugo. But yes, the final moments where he owned up to his once derogatory nickname because Uraraka encouraged him and said, hey, it sounds actually like the Japanese for you can do it. I heard something earlier in the episode where someone was saying, like, you can do it or something. I heard Deku or something. I was like, wait, no, never mind, that's nothing. And then they basically called it out.
Yep.
It's just so perfect. So...
And
that could be cool to see him redeem his own, like, insult nickname of sorts.
Go all Jon Snow on it.
Wearing, like, armor. Never used to hurt you.
Yes. Armor. But
any other closing things?
I absolutely loved how they made that little joke about, like, oh, this is so American. Like,
it's literally like they're playing a game of Counter-Strike with two superheroes on two superheroes.
I love that.
Terrorists win.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
I hope
I'm actually
great.
referencing the right thing. That would be kind of funny.
And we actually got to see Invisible Person. Like,
it's true. Like, I missed her though. I did not. I don't think I noticed.
She was grouped up with one other person, and it was just like the gloves again.
Right. Yes, when they were showing off the teams of two.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's my hope. I really like ensemble casts, but I hope that all of these characters, we at very least get, like, backstory, some motivations, something important. I hope they don't go all, like, Ruby on us or something and just, like, show, like, a few with backstory and then, like, they kill them off or something like that.
Right.
I feel like we're a long ways from that if that ever does come to be.
And these characters all have, like, very imaginative designs. So it's like,
it's
like you're kind of inherently excited to see them get developed.
And that's what good shonen should do.
Yeah,
that's generally something that shonens have in their favor. I would say something like, not a show that I actually have watched, but a show like One Piece has that as well. it's one of those, you know, stereotypical shonen with a lot of characters, a huge lot of characters. But one of the things they have going for them is they have a large diversity of character designs, and some of them are wacky, ridiculous, crazy, awesome, and whoa. And this show basically does that, but they've realized that they're going to stick with the theme of superheroes, and that's a really relevant theme right now, with just superheroes being a much bigger thing at this time. But yeah, I mean, good episode. Yeah. Looking forward to more. Hoping that they get more into the side characters, which I'm just sure it's a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
If anything, we're just taking this slow, and you know, we're not even,
don't rush it.
Yeah, we're not even barely into the
story.
Enjoy
the journey.
So until next time, guys, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob,
and we'll see you all next time.